So this new thing I wrote. I dreamt that I was all there was to be, but milestones broke and my dreary blood suddenly was poison. Still I dreamt that I was all there was to be and all that's death to dream. But my bones were made of ants and shadows came at night to visit me, or whoever there was left of me. So I bargained with the demons, delved in spirals of black breathing, reeling deep in ponds of eerie, shattering livid scenes upon some sneaky beings. You know how it feels like, right? To wake up from that nightmare, where you dreamt of voices that didn't want you no good, and you wake up lost where you stood and realize that you're not dreaming anymore, but you still hear those voices. You know, those voices like ivy green eyes, tantalizing siren songs of iris rise and realize they see you hide, they breathe and scream and reach something that was left by you by the side. So I repeated my name over and over, hold what I thought myself to once have been closer and closer, who I was. Those breadcrumb sites of what I do are held so tight to these little memories of a personality sunk in between these vanishing deeps of a little bit too much of this insanity. I'm not saying this for you to see too much of what I want for me to be, but still I sometimes need this special kind of release to put a word in it and see how the demons I had no name for slowly started to cease, and in real time I'll feel how sludge in me decreased. So the voices seemingly went into the ground. So what you're witnessing is how I think I turned around before I turned bad, to something to be pitied and held down, hanging out in those neat little rooms, dreaming of neat little with strong light stuff to kill the pain for good. You know that feeling that you've lost your brain for good. It's kind of scary dreaming of neon Mother Mary, but you know, with all those people in my life, through a word I hear and there, made me care, made me realize you only get that lucky when you share. So it's actually really simple, because you know I would have tipped if it weren't for good company and some of the little tricks that helped me flip. So, but now what am I grateful? A little weirded out by how this trip turned out. So this one time we were out and about in the mountains. You know, you take a pill and you know how it goes. When the moon came out, I thought I was going to explode. It filled the whole sky. I felt it pressing it against my body. There were twirling roses all over the starry night sky. They turned and turned when music burned away the need to sleep. I sank in just a little bit too deep. The next day, when my dad came up in the hill in his Suzuki, I felt my body grind. It sparked. I was dancing in the morning hours, remembering the dark. So when my dad looked at me, I had no way to tell him that I saw the sky light up, that I suddenly knew that what the world was really made of. Weaving layers of jabongos, infinite messages coming through time and space, racing, hieroglyphs of ecstasy and space. When I would close my eyes, I would lose track of my face and lose myself in these searing swirls of ecstasy, these breathing swirls who were pulling me, but I understood that if I got pulled in a little bit too deep, it was all the world as it really be would ever again then see for me. So what did I see when something like the seed began to creep the tune? You know, I'd be that silent guy to hide in some scary retreat for a loony to be, saying stuff to scare people. You know, myself included, my soul felt looted, but it sometimes feels like this is the only thing in my life where I'm not deluded. I saw something like space beyond the world we know that we're beings, voices, entities from earlier ghosts, but I don't know whether my brain made them be there. I mean, how the fuck would I know? Because sometimes I'm just a psycho, so what do I know? It was just calling me. Why would I not want to be with them? I could live in true and real with them, you know, but it sounded dirty in strangest ways. With all that, there was something murky in the haze, something in these voices that was hurting me, something in the way they kept the secrets flirtingly, you know, they got dressed and paraded before they emerged in me, like they found some joy that I missed, like something that be bursting me, this joy serving me, serving these serving sweets to live, that none of these voices can give. And I knew there was no way out, no easy way to be freed, no way out, no voice could ever be this sweet, no voice on this earth could ever be this loud.